Curious about badge magic, wondering if maybe badge magic is your solution to getting patches on sashes? I'd like to tell you about it today and my experience with it. So many years ago, when my kids first started in club ministries, I was afraid to sew the patches on the sashes. Now, I had a sewing machine, but I was very nervous about it. And so I heard about badge magic and I went, perfect. And I ordered the badge magic and I loved it. I loved it. It was fast. I could lay out all the sashes and lay out all the patches, and I could have all of our stuff done relatively quickly. I mean, I still had a bunch of sashes and a lot of patches because little kids, man, they earn a lot. As the years have gone by, my love of badge magic has faded, and I now understand why people told me don't use badge magic. So I want to tell you about the goods and the bads because there are some really great pros to badge magic and also some major downsides, and then I want to show you how to use it. So to start with, the thing that is so great about it, what it is they are basically really sticky double stick tape, and you can buy it in these sheets that are already pre-cut. So this one right here is for eager beavers. So we have the diamond shape, and it's all pre-cut. So you can peel this top part off. See, pre-cut. Very, very convenient. And you'll find them for little lambs and also for all the regular Triangle Adventure Awards. You can also find them for Pathfinders. They make all the stuff for Pathfinders as well. You can also get it just in plain sheets, so nothing is cut. Those are very helpful for event patches, for any of your patches that are not standard. So if you're going to go the badge magic route, I definitely recommend that you get some plain uncut sheets as well. And those you just cut out with scissors. The biggest benefit to badge magic is how fast it is. You don't need any equipment for it. I know of a club that they hand out the patches as the kids earn them. The parents sit around and they stick all the new patches right on the sash right there in the meeting. That sounds fantastic to me. I know kids who never get their patches on their sashes, and so the idea of it just all getting done during club meeting, dream come true. So I love that, and I love it for the clubs that it works well for. The downside to it is that it does, it often leaves bits of stickiness. So you should fold over the edges of it into your patch so you don't get as much of this, but I'm pretty sure I did this. So this is my sash, and it is waiting for more patches. But years ago, I went, I'm not adding any more patches until I redo it because I want to get rid of the badge magic. And I haven't done that yet. When given the option of working on sashes, I always pick my kids' sashes first. So if you look at this, you can see this little bit of white kind of around some of these. That is badge magic, and it is sticky. It's not super sticky, but it is not uncommon for me to have to scrape the stickiness off of my pins, which I do not love. I love all my pins and I want them to stay nice. So that is probably one of my biggest issues with it, is that stickiness. So we store our sashes in Ziploc bags, the large gallon size Ziploc bags. So each kid has one bag with their name on it, and it has their sash, their scarf, and their slide, and possibly their belt if they're a Pathfinder. So that means that they have to get folded or rolled or something, right? And what happens sometimes when you roll them, and then I keep all of them in a bag, by the way, just together. And then away, grab them as I run out the door. So what happens when you roll them is they will start to pull up sometimes. This is actually a worse example than I normally see, but that pulling up, and then you can imagine a pin getting, stuck, and it's going to get sticky. So that of course never happens on my sewn patches, but it does happen in this. Now I will point out that these patches have been on here for over 10 years. And so for the most part, everything has stayed really well. I've never had any problem with a patch falling off my sash or any of my kids' sashes. It's pretty well held on. I would not recommend you using it on a uniform that's, going to be getting washed. I did have Badge Magic holding a patch on a shirt for years. It kind of worked. It certainly worked well for the first year. After that, I would peel it off when I washed it, and it just peeled off because, it kind of washed out. It did leave nasty staining behind, so I couldn't wear the shirt without the patch on it, but yeah. So that's my biggest issue is it starts to peel up and it doesn't look as great. But again, super convenient. So you got to look to see what is going to work best for your family, for your club, and, decide accordingly. So how do we apply it? That's a great question. Let's try that out. All right. To apply your Badge Magic, you obviously will need a sheet of Badge Magic. These are the pre-cut ones for eager beavers. And all you need to do is you're going to peel this top part off. You can tell you're peeling it off properly because this is not sticky. And this is very shiny. Okay, pull that off. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my patch and I'm just going to lay it down on top. Get it in the right spot. Push it down, and then I'm going to peel it all up. Now, this part is very sticky. You might be able to see this is a little bit big, and as we know, if we spend any time really working with patches, they're all cut just slightly different from each other. So this is a very old patch, but I did compare it with a new patch, and they are the same size. So we're going to go around, and we're just going to push that over. And we want to do that on all the sides. I want to make sure that there's none out. It still can ooze a little bit, but it'll be a lot better. Push all the sides in. And then from there, I'm going to come over to our sash. Make sure we have it going the right direction. And we're going to place it on and press it down. And that's it. And you're done. So when it comes to speed, this is the fastest route that I know of other than Staples. And this, of course, is going to work better than Staples and is much more permanent than Staples. If the sashes that you're working on are for Pathfinders, I really want to caution you about using this method. In my experience, a lot of Pathfinders will need new sashes, and they're going to need to have their patches moved up. So although it might pull off okay right now, this is going to be a pain to pull off later. So I really wouldn't recommend it. In adventures, I've never found this to be a real issue because the kids earn so many patches and their sashes are so small that when I move them up a size, I don't move their patches up because they couldn't possibly fit on there. As it is, my older kids usually end up with 3 wide, and I'm still like, how do I get all the patches on here? And that's just with their busy bee through helping hand ones. But my Pathfinder kids, often the sash that they're given is not very big. It's the same size as I'm giving to my older adventure kids, and they outgrow that. So for that reason, I would strongly caution against using Badge Magic for Pathfinder kids. I would assume, knowing what I know now, having some kids who've been in Pathfinders for quite a few years now, I would assume that at some point you're going to be removing patches to put them on something larger because those kids, they just keep growing. So that would be my biggest caution, and I would strongly caution to not put it on uniforms. Like I said before, they do sell kits for uniforms, which just looks amazing, and I can imagine that would be very, very tempting to use, especially if you are putting on lots of uniform patches. But I would strongly recommend that those be sewn instead. Another advantage, though, with it is considered one of the official ways to do it. There are, especially in the Pathfinder level, there are some rules about how to attach patches and how not to attach patches. And this is definitely one that is considered a legit route. So, have you used Badge Magic? If you have, could you leave me a comment and tell me what your experience has been? I'm sure that people would love to find out and hear a perspective other than mine. It was lovely chatting with you for a few minutes today, and I hope that you are doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.